because they know how to intentionally get up under your skin. They know emotionally what triggers you to get you to a certain place. They know exactly what to say to you to make you spaz out. They know exactly what to say to you to make you then get to a place where you just start saying any and everything to them and don't care. You cannot continue to let people get on your nerves and then you go act 12 years old. They know how to agitate you. They know exactly how to agitate you. And because they know how to agitate you, then what they do is that they'll just sit up and say, hey, look here, this is what I'm going to do. This is how I'm going to handle you. This is how I'm going to play you. I want you to understand that right now, we're going to break the spirit of agitation over your life. Confidence is what we get when we take fear, face it, and replace it. All right. I'm not trying to be Jesse Jackson. I'm just trying to just give you what God has given me. When you get to a certain place where you understand that your happiness is in a good place, and hear me, you will not allow your happiness to become overrated. What happens with a lot of people that are motivators, they put us in gear when we learn about our own happiness. Some of you right now listening to me, some of you that's sharing this video, watching me, I got to tell you, you're operating in a spirit of suicidal pain. Hello, somebody. And suicidal pain includes the feeling that one has lost all capacity in order to effectively walk through an emotional change. So the agony is excruciating because it looks like it's never going to end. So what people do, they'll just sit up and continuously always just do the dumb. They'll always just do the stupid because they're waiting for you to say, now you supposed to be a preacher. You supposed to be this. You supposed to be that. And people will repeatedly do it to you until you pass the test. Watch what I'm getting ready to tell you. Some tests that you are going through, Satan is not the author of it. Some of the things that you're going through right now, God put that test there for you to go through it, to pass it. And you will never walk into the place of spiritual maturation or maturity until you learn how to conquer those things. These are feelings that you have had down for a very long time. So there are feelings of agitation. There are feelings of emptiness. There are feelings of even incoherence. So hear me, you snap out. You think that you really got them together. And hear me, you really sound like a demand to high jump a 10-foot pole. But theoretically, them people laughing at you behind the scenes said, I know that, let me do this to get on these people's nerves. Agitation gives birth to creation. Somebody need to write that down. I just spoke to you right there. Agitation gives birth to creation. Somebody write that down again. Agitation shall give birth to your creation. That's a prophetic word for somebody. If you got it, I want somebody to holler back at me and say, I got you, Pete. Agitation creates or gives birth to creation. All right. So hear me. If someone who is agitated comes to visit you, want to discuss their agitation, even with their pros and cons or what kind of actions that they should take, my suggestion is to give them this. Why don't you just write it down and let God give you what it is that you need? We have become tight. We have become too constricted in our minds. And this is why we're easily led to agitation. You got to get delivered over some of the stuff that you're dealing with. Look here, baby girl, that man left you. That man ain't thinking nothing about you. You need to build a bridge and get over it. Brother, that sister ain't thinking about you. So what she did what she did. Build a bridge and get over it. Sometimes the problem with a lot of us is we sit up and we allow ourselves to keep playing in the dungeons of our mind. If you allow your mind too much idle time, it will become the devil's workshop. I was just laughing a few minutes ago. Future said to me, I remember when you didn't get no sleep at all. You're right. I didn't get no sleep at all because I was antagonized. And in my brain had 19 different people talking to me, trying to make me go crazy because the enemy wants to drive me crazy because he understands that this is the most powerful thing in my body. This is the most strongest thing in my body, but this is the most powerful thing right here. Your heart is that right there. But your mind, whatever your mind, and you tell your mind to do, your whole body is going to begin to follow that very thing. So don't get agitated by provoking thought or by provoking actions. You're going to have to learn in this season how to keep your calm. This will shame your alien, aka your demons. Okay. So your progress when it relates to this is going to depend upon the productive and the dynamic tension between your institutionalism and your insurrectionalism. Y'all ain't ready for me. Some of you got to learn how to keep your intuitions honest. Hello, somebody. And some of us right now, we are stewarding our private life because we don't want people to know our public life. Are you listening to me? I want to let you know right now, if you're walking into a place of leadership, your life will be an open book. So listening out for the sound is going to teach you a whole lot. You got to know the sound. You got to know the wind. You got to know what God is saying. You got to hear God talk to you in such a spirit to whereas that you don't even, that you will become a repellent where stuff will begin to bounce up off of you. It got to bounce up off of you. All right. Number 3. I hope y'all still with me. I hope I'm not giving y'all too much tonight. Number 3, I got my notes right here. So number 1, if you're with me, you're a smart class. Number 1, the people that you need to avoid are people who mess with your hair. Number 2, you need to make sure that you avoid people who are intentionally and repeatedly doing and saying things that they know that they can upset you. Here's number 3. I hope y'all are ready for it. I'm at the halfway mark. I'm at the 50-yard line. You need to remove people and avoid people who expect you to prioritize them, but they refuse to prioritize you. I think I can close right here. Right now, I promise you, if I had a keyboard player here, I would be in E flat right here. Let me give it to you again. You need to avoid people who expect you to prioritize them, but refuse to prioritize you. I am living in a season. I'm living in a season where I can run, jump, catch a plane, train, automobile, do everything for everybody. And when it comes time for you to do something for me, you got a bunch of excuses. If I'm talking to anybody besides me, please lift your dirty hand and say, Peters, if you don't say nothing else, you said enough right here. The problem with a lot of us, see, they hear me. We ain't talking about just church. All right. We ain't talking about church. I'm talking about your kids. I'm talking about your family members. You can do everything for them. And when you need them, it's a bunch of excuses. They always got something to say. They always can come up with this, that, and the other. They can tell you what is and what ain't. And let me help you real quick. Don't you ever spend another moment trying to rock with people that ain't gonna rock with you. Don't you stop spending your time trying to love on people that ain't trying to love on you. I'm telling you right now, I can break my neck for people. They can call me because they know I'm just that dumb, stupid, and crazy enough to find a way to do it for them, put my own career in jeopardy, put my own life on the line, sacrifice a whole lot for people. And when it comes time for me, you ain't got no sacrifices for me. You can treat me at a wholesale price, but you'll go give somebody who's a stranger who will treat you like crap a Park Place penthouse. And you'll put me in a basement because you think I'll just satisfy with it. There's a difference between today's world and yesterday's church. Yesterday's church, we didn't have all these coins of expressions, apostolic father and queen mothers. You were just pastor. And you loved your pastor. You loved your first lady back in that day. Now, all of a sudden, now when you are these coverings, they want you to come bail them out. They want you to get them all this money. They want you to do all that foolishness. But they'll never come to your anniversary and give you nothing. They'll never come sow a seed into your life. And hear me, I'm not saying that you should do things money for money, because some people, they love to talk about your money, your pride, your ego, and all that old care and all. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking strictly about the problems that we're dealing with in the world today when it comes to prioritizing. I want you to write this down. Action expresses priorities. Actions express priorities, okay? And most of us, we're spending too much time on what is urgent and not enough time on what's important. Are y'all listening to me? You need to make some time for your family no matter what happens. And some of us right now, we're messing up because we're too busy trying to take care of everybody else's family, and your whole family is jacked up. How can you go pray for somebody else's child and your child is sitting up there having an asthma attack? How can you go to the hospital for somebody else's child that's sick and you won't even go to the hospital for your own child? How can you sit up and go to the courthouse for somebody else's child or somebody else's family and you got stuff going on in your own family and you won't be there? I made a conscious decision in my mind that I will not allow the church, I'm not going to allow people, I'm not going to allow friendships to tear up my house ever again, because people will come in and jack your situation up, and they'll be sitting there with theirs and you sitting there singing the song, How Can You Mend a Broken Heart? Y'all ain't saying nothing, or neither one of us want to be the first one to say goodbye. Don't act like that y'all don't know these songs. Y'all holy, but I know you know them. Amen. The problem with us today is that persistent perfection, patience, power, prioritize your passion. It will keep you sane. Physics is not the only important thing here. Love should be the important thing, because when your desires dictate our priorities, it will dictate your passions. And hear me, when you allow your desires to dictate your priorities, watch this here, your priorities will shape our choices, and our choices will then determine our actions. Y'all ain't listening to me tonight. So you can't talk about America and say that you not dirty, because hear me, if you killing somebody, you just as dirty as somebody else. And the life that you left should be a gift. That's why you got to cherish things that you have, because people need to understand that you cannot allow people to continue to walk through life with a bunch of idiotic, syncretic foolishness. And there's too many imbeciles out here in this world right now that want you to do everything for them. Well, you my pastor, you my covering. How can I be your covering when you in secret conversations trying to rock with somebody else? You eating off everybody else's plate. You doing this, that, and the other. You walking around with spiritual indigestion right now because you're sitting up bloated, eating off everybody else's table. And even the table that you eating up off of, that person is talking about your leader. Y'all ain't talking. And some of us right now, we're going inside other people's churches trying to find out dirt on the pastor and this, that, and the other and all that carrying on. But then we'll walk around talking about that is God. We got leaders walking around here that don't even have integrity, they have no character, no nothing. If your character and your integrity ain't lining up, you need to go sit your happy hips down somewhere instead of wanting people to run and build bricks for you. There are people right now that will sit up and allow you to take everything that they have. And hear me, they'll rape you. I was told one time that me and my son, that we set up, we gang raped somebody because we sat there and we told them the truth because they didn't want to hear what they had to say. How can we gang rape you over a phone call? Y'all ain't listening. We have people right now that will sit up and they'll just dog you. They'll kill your name. They'll slash your tires. We have too many Jasmine Sullivans out here. We'll bust the windows out your car. Y'all ain't saying nothing to me because we refuse to allow ourselves to be a priority. And that's why some of us right now are dying, because we are helping everybody else and you're not taking care of number one. That's you. You're not taking care of your house. You're not taking care of your ministry. Your first ministry is your house. Y'all, see, y'all don't read y'all Bible. Y'all so busy wanting to preach upon this rock I build my church, and you want to build your church. You want to build them leaders up. You want to build, and you sitting up all out of order. You can't tell nobody about tithing and you robbing God. You can't tell nobody about no order and you disrespecting leadership. You can't tell nobody about respecting your head and you don't respect your head. The problem with us today is that we don't have priorities. And I teach, and the people that do listen to me in Kingdom Empowerment, that this is what I teach. Prior planning prevents poor performance. You might want to write that down and teach that to your family. You might want to teach that to your ministry. Prior planning prevents poor performance. And some of you right now, you need to look at where your ministry is and say to yourself, is it productive? I have people walking around with credentials of mine right now, and I ain't heard from them. I ain't heard from them since the Cold War. Oh, but that's my daddy. No. No, you need to learn that sometimes in life you got to make sure that you're a priority. This weekend when I was with the women, I spent a lot of time talking to them about how they should make sure that they are in the place of God to be what they're supposed to be in the kingdom. And watch what I'm getting ready to tell you. Right now, we have a lot of people that have became make do. So you just make do. I told them women in that service on Saturday, you better not ever become a make do. You go get your hair done. Go get your hair done, fried, dyed, laid to the side. Comb your hair, pay your fare. Whether you wearing 1B bag or you bought hair from Malaysia. I don't care what you do. Spend some time on you. Go do something for you. Y'all ain't said, if that man will go spend $300 on a jersey and spend $300 on some shoes and he see his whole family jacked up, it tells you something about him and what he thinks his mindset should be for his family. You got to have your priorities is in place. I've learned that. I've always, because I'm going to tell you, I got a song off the Black Caesar soundtrack that say pay the cost to be the boss. So I'm not going to tell you to do something that I'm never going to do. That's why the people in my house can sit up and say all day long, they get whatever they want. They all spoil. They all get what they want, whether it's going out to eat, whether it's getting AirPods, whether it's getting computers, whether it's getting pads, whatever they ask for, they get it. Why? Because I've learned how to prioritize my life. Because at the end of the day, they're the ones that's going to hold me down. They're the ones that's going to keep me together. They're the ones who going to speak life into me, because these people who you put your stock in, your faith in, your trust in, these folks ain't going to be there for you when you need them the most. So you're going to have to learn how to get you some sense. You're going to have to learn how to pull your pants up. You're going to have to learn how to just straighten your face up. You're going to have to be able to say, look here, I can't do all this. I ain't got time for all that drama. I ain't got time for the mess, because I realize that I got to be better than where I was once before. 2 more points and I'm out of here. All right. I'm going towards the field goal range now. Number one, if you're a smart class, I said, avoid people that mess with your health. Number 2, I said, intentionally and repeatedly do stuff to say things that they know that they can do to upset you. Number 3, that you got to expect and do in your life. You got to